Alright guys, time to talk about Bitget Token or BGB on the channel for the first time since this candle right here on September the 2nd. Now you can see we are quite a bit higher since that time 3 weeks ago. But we're coming up to a point, guys, where we're pressing right up against $5.40, and we really haven't been much above $5.40 since about, let's see, when was this? Back in February, guys. So it's been quite some time, although we do have some wicks and a couple of days here and there. We've been above it, but basically since February, we really haven't been seeing these highs. Now, we need to cross $5.40, like I said, and if we do that, we have a very, very good chance of running up to about $6. So there's not much trading between about $5.40 to $6. There's about a 60-cent gap of volume pretty much. And we will take a look at the volume profile here in a minute. But yeah, I mean, you can just look at this history and you can already tell that there's not going to be much volume here. Now, jumping over to the volume profile, you can see that pretty much we've already pushed through the speed bump right here, we can say. And we need to get above about $5 and let's just say 54 cents or so. And then we're going to have probably a quicker run up here until about $6.20. And then you have really another smaller speed bump here. And above about $7.20, you're just really going to stair step your way up. And I don't think that volume is really going to hold back the price. Now, the Bollinger Bands here have been quite wide for some time, and that's probably why we didn't see too much price action, I think. But we do have some narrowness now. Now, we are getting a little bit wider, I think. It looks like these blue lines are trying to move away from each other. But yeah, we did have some narrowness here throughout the summer. It's not the most narrow it's ever been, of course, but I would say it is kind of helping the price action a little bit. Now, if we look at this on a daily time frame, basically there isn't any pinching either, and I usually describe this as like an intestine. Now, the last time we really had a pinch was maybe back here in May of 25, basically this year, several months ago. But yeah, it's pretty much like an intestine. You do have some wider points here, but there is no pinching on a daily time frame, unfortunately. Now, looking at the RSI and stochastic here on a monthly time frame, guys, stochastic is extremely oversold, so that is actually pretty good to see. RSI is just kind of flirting with being overbought here, but you can see it can go a lot higher. So monthly time frame still looks pretty good in my opinion. The longer the time frame, the better too. So now on the weekly time frame, a little bit overheated here on stochastic, unfortunately, probably about to cross to the downside. Now the RSI has been quite flat, basically, I would say, but it is sloping up very slowly. So we do have kind of a mixed signal here with the weekly time frame. Now, daily time frame, blue line is just crossing this red line to the upside, so that's actually a good thing. RSI is, slanted up here, not overbought just yet, but pretty close. So, yeah, it still looks good in my opinion, at least on the daily time frame. 4-hour time frame, blue line is just about to cross the red line to the downside, unfortunately. RSI is also pointed down. Now the 1-hour time frame pointed down on both, unfortunately, and this RSI just got out of this overheated territory. But yeah, the Stoch is actually, it's just crossed this red line, unfortunately. 15-minute time frame pointed down as well. So guys, what do I think here? Let's put this on a 4-hour time frame at least. And basically, I would say that 540 isn't probably going to break that easy. Unfortunately, these lower term time frames, don't look as good. The monthly and the daily actually look fairly good. The weekly, not so much, but yeah, I do think this is probably going to relax a little bit. We may see some consolidation basically between 515 and 540. But, if they do get some launch pool, maybe say tomorrow after this 0G or zero gravity launch pool finishes, then maybe that could help the price action a little bit. So I do think these lower term time frames need to kind of reset. Once they do that, I think it'll push through $5.40 and we'll probably see $6 fairly shortly. Last indicator to really look at here is the MACD, and you can see that we are printing a nice green candle here, dark green actually, and just when you thought things were kind of fading here, we're getting that renewed interest, and now we have this dark green candle. Blue line has just avoided crossing this red line to the downside, it looks like, and is probably about to start heading back up. So momentum on monthly time frame looks very good. Weekly time frame, let's take a look here. It's actually just starting to print some green candles. And yeah, I mean, we've been in a red period basically since February. So, you know, it is fading now. We are getting these green candles. The blue line has just crossed the red line to the upside. So this looks very, very good on a weekly time frame. Now, daily time frame, let's take a look. Yeah, we are in a green period. We've been in that since early September. And we just had this, you know, few days of red here. But basically, since about beginning of August, we have been looking pretty good. So red line is below the blue line. Blue line is headed up, you know, pretty heavily. And yeah, this blue line crossed the red line here back on the 1st of September. So momentum looks, you know, pretty good with BGB here. So longer term time frames, everything points to upside for BGB. Now, before I go a little farther in this video, guys, you can claim some bonuses on my favorite crypto exchanges below. I have exchange partnerships with Bybit, Bitget, MEXC, BingX, Bitrue, BTSE, WeX, and CoinEx, guys. You can also find Moodix here, and guys, you can find a new partnership that I have with CipherRock here. This is the world's safest cold wallet, and guys, you can follow me on X here as well. Now, BGB is the number 50 token. It was a lot higher back in the day, guys. I think it was in the low 30s or so, maybe even high 20s for some time. But unfortunately, this has slid while other tokens have gone up. Now, this is only up about 2% today, but I'm covering this just because I do see the possibility that this is going to go to $6 very quickly if we break that $5.40 resistance. So this is my holdings, guys. It's not completely updated, but anyways, doesn't really matter. Average net cost is completely wrong, but my average cost is probably about 40 cents or so because I've DCA'd into this. I've gotten a lot from the launch pools, and yeah, I mean, there's just so much free money, especially like right now with the zero gravity launch pool. I'm getting so much money for free, guys. And I'm turning this into BGB usually from these launch pools. Now, circulating supply is a little bit under 700 million, so this actually has changed recently. I'm not sure why it changed. Maybe they burned some tokens and I didn't hear about it. But I don't see any news here really about any coin burning. So, yeah, you can look here 21 days ago. Yeah, no idea. Just looking at this real quick. Doesn't really matter, guys. I hope that is correct, because if so, that means, you know, the supply is going down. Now, the total supply is 919 million here. Still pretty good. And if we look at the all-time high, guys, $8.45. You're actually getting a 36% discount here. Still not that bad. I do think this will get up to its all-time high once again, and we just need to get into that really upper half of trading. So if we look at this chart again, guys, real quick, you know, we're still kind of in this bottom half of trading. But once we clear $5.40 and then get above $6, we get through this little zone, I think that's, you know, when we're really going to take off here. Now, just looking quickly at Bitcoin here, we do have a bullish daily engulfing candle here today, but we've kind of stalled out right before this resistance at 114, 128, unfortunately. But yeah, we did lose a lot over the weekend. We lost this trend line, and yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow. We do have some economic data coming out tomorrow, which maybe could help this. Now, if we look at Ethereum, it actually has a green day today, so looks a little bit better than Bitcoin at the moment. But we do have this resistance here at about $4,200. And then we have a couple of daily resistances and then 4,300 to get above. So basically, there's about a $100 zone right here. It's probably going to be a little bit tough to get through because we have to break back into this bull flag as well. Now, the total crypto market cap here is sitting at 3.86 trillion. We still have 3 hours to go here, but we have reclaimed this 3.84 trillion on a daily basis. So this is becoming support as long as we can close this candle in the next 3 hours above it. And if we look at the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, we have gotten rejected basically at 1.62 trillion again today. But we do have a green candle, and it is actually a bullish engulfing candle from the previous day. So that is good. But over the weekend, we did lose a lot, guys. So it's going to take a little bit of a push, I think, to get over 1.62 trillion, just because you can see all the times we got rejected here. Now, unfortunately, the Bitcoin dominance is going up for the 4th day in a row, and basically in the last week, it's only seen one red day. If we look at this on a weekly time frame, this is what it looks like. Let's just hope that, we can actually go back under 58.12%, because we still have about 4 days and 4 hours here. There really isn't, anything to panic about just yet. There's still plenty of time. And yeah, it could end up just one big rejection and retest of both of these lines, but basically, guys, we are just consolidating really here. Now, if we go to the USDT dominance, people are actually putting their money back into crypto. So this is a red candle. That is actually good for the prices. We do need people to use their, USDT and buy crypto. Earlier today, the altcoin season index was at a 76, so we were actually officially back in altcoin season, but we have dropped back out. We are sitting at a 71 right now. Still pretty good though, guys. In my opinion, it's still altcoin season. Now, if we look at liquidation heat map here, there's $253 million that have been wrecked in the last 24 hours. So still pretty good, pretty tame, I would say. If we look at the fear and greed index, it's at a 44 right now. Yesterday was a 43, so we did come up, and yeah, we have the next update in about 3 hours here. Now, the bull market peak indicators, the sell at the top indicators, the ETF to BTC ratio was hit. So this is interesting. I read about this. I had ChatGPT actually explain this one to me, but it isn't too significant really, as ChatGPT explained. The Pi cycle top indicator, as you see here, is not even close to crossing. And if we go back and we take a look here, it says that it's 57.23% progress. So I think last week, basically at one point, it was just a little bit above about 60%. So it's actually moving away from one another again. So yeah, it's just, it needs to cross. And until it crosses, it's basically not over, guys. As I mentioned earlier, guys, we do have some economic data coming out tomorrow. We do have jobless claims. We got core durable goods orders, core PCE prices Q2. We got GDP. We do have several speakers here as well. So tomorrow is pretty action-packed when it comes to economic data and FOMC speakers. Jumping over to Moodix real quick, you can see that sentiment is still risk on. That trend is growing. Today was basically a neutral day. It's just 0.00 points. Week is still a little bit red, but everything else is in the green. And if we jump over to the FedWatch tools, it looks like this has cooled down just a little bit. Only 92% chance that we're going to get that quarter point cut. I think this morning it was like 94 or 96% though. Crypto bubbles looking pretty good today. Last hour, though, is a little bit red, unfortunately, but let's just put this back on the day. It looks better, of course. Now, if you want to stake your coins, guys, go to CoinOndo, and I don't think they have Bitget in here still. Let me just put BGB. Wow, maybe they do. So yeah, this is interesting, but they say no deals are found, so it looks like they really haven't updated it with Bitget and maybe several other exchanges. But anyways, guys, you can find almost any coin here. Just go here to earn. You can look around, guys, do the search. And anyways, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends, guys. And like I said, use those links down below. Check out those exchanges. Really good, guys. These are the exchanges that I am personally using. And yeah, if you use my links, of course, I do get some commission. I'll go ahead and be honest. But it's really pennies, guys, because unless you're some mega millionaire trader or billionaire, I'm not going to get anything but pennies, but this is what helps keep this channel going. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate those who are using it, and guys, I'll see you in the next one.